Welcome back. It is Daybreak Interactive. It is that segment where we get your perspective on some of the issues, especially in this case as we discuss the End Bad Governance protest that has continued into day 7. But in the last couple of days, in the last 24-48 hours, we have seen a dramatic shift, in the dimension of things. We have seen the introduction of the Russian flag in some protest venue, similar to what we saw in the case of Niger, and that has sparked the attention of the military. They had waded in, some arrests have been made. In fact, trials have commenced of some of the nearly 900 persons that have been picked up on account of, demonstrating with the Russian flag, which the military said in very clear terms that offense is treasonable. So this dimension has sparked concerns that there is now what appears to be some kind of foreign sponsorship of what is going on, even though we have also seen a swift denial from the Russian embassy saying they have nothing, or Russia rather, has nothing to do with what's going on. But it has sparked concern around the role of foreign actors in shaping Nigeria's political landscape. They're also concerned about the impact of geopolitical rivalries on regional stability. It appears now that people are beginning to draw inspiration from what's going on in Bangladesh, from what is going on in the UK, and temporarily what we saw in Ghana. People seem to be getting all kinds of ideas of what they can possibly do with this protest. Of course, and this morning we want you to be able to tell us whether these concerns as put forward by the government is something that is really genuine, or it appears the government, as some people have claimed, is just looking for a reason to introduce force into this process and quail the protest altogether. We'd like to hear all of that. Please, when you call, try to be civil. We want to have a civil conversations where the ideas that we put forward can be harvested by the government without necessarily feeling as if they are being attacked and all of that. So let us keep the conversation simple. And I understand we have our first caller this morning. Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. May we know your name and where you're calling from, please?
I believe this is Shetima.
My name is Shetima Yakudima, calling from Meduguri.
Indeed, Shetima. Welcome to
good
the
morning.
program.
Shetima, so what's the situation in Borno this morning, before you go ahead with your thoughts?
Well, Borno this morning is cool, since the first day that the governor make a very reasonable step and impose a curfew. Then right from that day, we are in peace, alhamdulillah.
Thank you very much. So go ahead and share your thoughts on today's topic.
Honestly, Sagir, that's our fear. We are telling Nigerians to be patient. There is nothing like patience, honestly speaking. And you see, at the last, after all losses of life and property, we resolve to where we are expecting. That is dialogue. There is nothing will pitch a better result like dialogue. Let Nigerians understand. I have been saying this, and I will continue saying it. If somebody did not know the useful of peace, let him come to Maiduguri and ask us. If you don't know the damage of trouble, let come to Maiduguri and ask us. We have experienced these things for more than a decade, and we are still recovering. We do not recover fully. The Nigerians, they should exercise patience. This thing is a trial from God. It is only the same God that will push us out. And you see, I have been telling Nigerians that prayers is the only answer. Because all practicing Muslim and practicing Christians, if you are not a nominal Muslim or nominal Christians, you have doubt on the prayers. Prayers is the only answer. So because we had enjoyed life before in Nigeria, now things are going worse. So it's a trial from God. We should exercise patience and keep on praying. God will answer our prayer.
All right, Shetima. Thank you so much for the contributions there. Shetima continues, to maintain his stance on the need for Nigerians to exercise some form of restraint. Sunday before all of these developments occurred, Shettima had continuously called into the program, to advise Nigerians. Like he said, if you want to know the outcome of, destruction, just ask the people of Maiduguri and they will tell you the story. And that has been his concern. And unfortunately, at this point, he now has the benefit of saying, I told you so. But then again, we have another caller on the program. Good morning and welcome to Daybreak Interactive. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, morning.
Hello, good morning. Your name and your location, please.
Yeah, my name is Kenneth. I'm coming from Port Harcourt.
Kenneth from Port Harcourt. Good morning. Welcome to the program. Please proceed with your contribution.
Okay. You see, like this
Mr. Kenneth, if you can hear me, we are struggling to get your audio. Can you please speak a bit louder and move away from your TV set, possibly?
Yeah, I'm moving from my TV set.
Thank you very much. You are more audible now.
Okay. Yeah, this is from God. You see, this country is so hardship. When we say hardship in the sense that the leadership of this country, they directly impose hardship on the people. If you take a home or a house of work and is renovated for 21 billion naira, what kind of a house is that? And yet people are crying every day that, there are people who can't even feed. Buy a cup of rice. Severally, on my way going home, sometimes men, they approach me to say, please, I do not have food for my children in my house. It has gotten to that. And that you have to keep telling people to be patient. How long will they be patient? You see, I read something about a country called Luxembourg. In Luxembourg, somebody placed those plans. The government made plans for everybody to get transportation to wherever you want to go in the country for free. Somebody did that. Leaders, they visit these countries. They enjoy those things in those countries. But they come home. They don't do the opposite. Why? Why people are suffering? And they are not able to do. You know one thing, sir? One thing is this. The road that we are enjoying in Nigeria today, that some of them are dilapidated today, they are built by the military. Most of the roads that are dilapidated now, we are built by the military. Since the inception of democracy in Nigeria, that roads are abandoned. These are some of the setbacks. Because when you ask somebody, this food items for this amount some years back or some increase, they'll say there's no roads. So it's high time that the government wakes up, or even the propaganda is enough. There are times that when you are being pushed in the wall, you say enough is enough. I can't do it anymore. There's a level that these people do, that the people will be wise. Just like I saw victim of a scam today, next tomorrow, then that they are saying, no, this thing cannot continue to repeat itself.
Okay.
That's the level Nigeria is now.
Thank you very much,
it is high time that the government wakes up.
Thank you very much, Mr. Felix. Mr. Kenneth, for those invaluable contributions. We struggle to hear you for the most, but I think we got a glimpse of what you were talking about as far as the hardship is concerned.
Kenneth mentioned Luxembourg and mentioned how the government, their plans, for the citizens, and how some of our Nigerian government officials have gone there to even benefit from some of these things and then come home and cannot replicate the same. But we will have, more elaborate conversations around that. But for now, we have another caller on the program. Good morning. Welcome to the program. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Augustine Yoko calling from Kaduna State.
Augustine from Kaduna. Welcome to the program. Please proceed.
Yes. Good evening. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr.
Good morning.
Augustine.
How is it?
Doing very well.
Yeah.
Fine.
Thank you. What I wanted to contribute on this issue is that our government are not being fair to the money because of their policies. That is why the youth, and not just youth, everybody is tired with this their ill policy. The policy that is not yielding anything in the country. How can a common man, what can a common man achieve with a palliative that is given to a high-ranking officer in the state who just believe within himself that everything is comfort, everything is okay within him. He doesn't even care, because the problem with this government is that when they implement a policy, they don't even know either the policy is well effective, because they don't even follow up to see how did the policy go, the implementation of the policy. Okay, let's just come back with this issue of this palliative. I don't think Nigeria needs palliative as anything, because palliative doesn't reach the end user. Because this palliative they are giving out is just rubbish, is wasting of money. Because if you distribute these 20 trucks, they have sent 20 trucks to state, each state. Okay, let's just distribute it. Before it reach a common man, it will not reach a cup of this 18 of milk. How can you collect as a family man? How can you say that you give out palliative? Instead of you use that money that we are using on buying palliative, why not use it, turn it in something that will benefit everybody in the community, everybody in Nigeria, so that we'll feel the impact. I don't know. The issue of this fuel subsidy that hello, can you hear me?
Go ahead, Mr. Augustine.
Hello. Please, thank you. This issue of fuel subsidy that he just came and make this, I'm just generalizing every problem just come out from this fuel subsidy of the thing, because as it means the fuel is still okay and everything will still be okay in Nigeria. I don't know how he flooded the naira that take us to this very place, but I'm believing that this fuel subsidy has a very play a very vital role in bringing this hardship in Nigeria, because I didn't think the fuel is okay. This issue of palliative or whatever, this money you are telling in palliative, how much are you spending in palliative? How much are you saying you are doing cash transfer and it's not reaching everybody? It's not reaching Nigeria. How many people are benefiting? You just hear the policy that is not even effective in Nigeria. So the only thing I want government to do is this. Why not they should go back and see what is the genesis of this problem? What is the genesis? What is really the genesis of this very problem? We are suffering. Nigeria are crying. That's why. And they will reach an extent that they cannot come back to ask for any, because this is just the genesis. They should better come up with a very good policy that at least Nigeria, a common man will see that we have a government, because everybody is believing now we don't have a government. Our government are all...
All right, Mr. Augustine, before you leave, do you have any concern around protesters that have started, waving the Russian flag, and do you agree with the government that?
Honestly, I don't agree a protester using another person's flag, another country flag to flag, or you are flagging another country flag, Nigeria. What for? That is rubbish. This is treason. I really agree with this Chief of Army Staff. This is a real treason, and everybody found one thing on that should be dealt with. We are protesting for our rights. We are just we are showing our concern. This is just we are making our voice to be heard. We should come out and protest, peaceful protest. Nigeria has a right for a peaceful protest, not you going out to bring a foreign flag and you are flagging a foreign. What are you calling them for?
All right,
this is really a treason. I really agree with Chief of Defense Staff. This is treason. Nobody should carry anybody's flag to flag in our country.
All right, Augustine,
our country is a sovereign country.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Augustine, for your contributions. I think it's safe to say that quite a number of Nigerians agree with the government on this one, that you shouldn't brandish another country's flag. I mean, at what point does it become treason when you're protesting for the right, to access to different sort of facilities and services that the government should provide that should begin to brandish the flag of another nation. But then again, we have another caller, I believe our final caller this morning. Good morning, welcome to the program. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and your location?
Yes, my name is Thomas. I am calling from Benue State.
Mr. Thomas from Benue. Good morning. How's Benue this morning?
Benue is calm and peaceful.
All right. But I understand that Benue, for some reason, has also not joined in the peaceful demonstration. Can you give us some insights as to the reason why the people of Benue have decided to stay indoors and not participate in all of the End Bad Government and hunger demonstration as we've seen in other parts of the country?
Okay. You see, one of the reasons why we have been calling the president and the 36 governors to make a sort of announcement to their citizens is one of the reasons why Benue State is calm.
Okay.
Governor earlier, before the protest, he made an announcement. He told Benue people not to participate in this protest. Even during the time of NSAS protest, Benue did not observe NSAS protest. And the same thing is replicating itself here. Maybe the governor came up with that announcement and the people, they listened to the governor earlier. And moreover, let me tell you, Benue State is not all, it doesn't have so much good infrastructure. Let me put it that way. But I'm not going to comment so much on that. Is there any other question you are asking me?
Please go ahead and make your original point.
Make your original point.
Okay. You see, it is unfortunate. I hear people saying that God is behind the problem of Nigeria. That is a blatant lie. How is God responsible for the suffering of Nigeria? It is as a result of our own greediness and the corrupt practices. When God has given Nigeria every good thing for every citizen of Nigeria to live big, but a few people will gather together to share it among themselves. It is unfortunate. Our problem, Nigerians are the architects of our problem. Now, let me ask you, we have refineries. How many of them are functional? Have you asked yourself, why is Nigeria importing petrol when we are one of the either fourth or sixth oil producing countries in the world? Why is it that the federal government will not fix our refineries for us to be refining our crude oil here, and we go on to import petrol? Now, let me come again. The palliative. Have you asked yourself how many people are receiving this palliative? Why is it in Nigeria that we are not sincere to ourselves? The number of people, there is no accountability in Nigeria. Why is it that they will not come out with a comprehensive list of people, the beneficiaries of these palliatives? They will not, because they have skeletons in their cupboard. The governors, let me ask you, is it right to ask rat to keep your fish? The governors are one of the problems we have in Nigeria. When something will be given to them, they will hide it.
But
like during the time of
COVID. Thomas, if the governors are the problem, you listen to your governor when he said you shouldn't come out to protest. Doesn't that add to the problem as well?
Yes. This governor now, Governor earlier, he has started on a very good note. Let me put it that way. So I see no reason why the Benue people should not listen to him.
All right.
They should.
All right.
And moreover, I think he has come for the liberation of Benue State.
All right, Thomas, thank you so much. Thank you so much for those contributions. So succinctly put.
That are very close to the federal government. The federal government that was so much fast to remove fuel subsidy. So without any preparation, without any calculation, it's unfortunate that in Nigeria we do everything carelessly.
I need you to conclude your thoughts quickly because we have to go, unfortunately.
I would want the federal government that is led by President Tinubu to recall the fuel subsidy. The fuel subsidy is the problem. The removal is the problem we are passing today in Nigeria.
Thomas, let's leave it at that. Thank you so much, Thomas, for the contributions on the program. You spoke about what you think are the problems and, of course, how these problems can be addressed. And for that, we thank you so much. And to all of the callers who called into the program with their comments and contributions on the developments from the different parts of the country, we hear you and we're sure that the government hears you as well. And of course, as demonstrations continue across the country, we could only hope that it continues peacefully and of course civilly without provocation from be it the security forces or the protesters, of course. But then again, that this segment of the program Daybreak Interactive will now go on a break, and when we return, we'll definitely serve you more on a Daybreak. Stay with us.